and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Welcome to your Hometown Health Show, brought to you by Trilogy Home Healthcare, the industry leader with over 30 years of experience in providing home healthcare services such as skilled nursing, physical and occupational therapy, home health aides, and other specialized care to your homes throughout the state. Please tune in every other week as we bring you a range of good information from specialists in the field to help make you more informed and living healthy.
Good evening and welcome to your Hometown Health Show. I'm Jennifer Smith, Director of Marketing for Trilogy Home Healthcare of Broward, the show's sponsor, and I would like to welcome our very special guest this evening, Casey Evans of Private Care Services of Florida. We can be heard on WWNN 14070 AM, 103.9 FM, 96.9 FM, 95.3 FM, and Facebook Live. And for those of you who are not familiar with Trilogy Home Health Care, we are a Medicare certified home health agency, and we service, we provide skilled nursing, psych nursing, physical therapy, occupational therapy, social worker. We do also provide respiratory therapy, dietary services, and we cover from Broward all the way up to Jacksonville, Florida. And again, we'd like to welcome Casey Evans and of Private Care Services of Florida. So Casey, why don't you start by telling our listeners a little bit about yourself and your company, Private Care Services of Florida.
Well, I've been in Broward County for almost 20 years now. Moved from Ohio. Excuse me. Moved from Ohio. I've been in Broward County for almost 20 years now. My husband and I have recently opened, within the last 2 years, Private Care Services of Florida. We basically service all of Broward County with sending private duty aides and companions into the home for senior care services for patients that aren't able to get out to do their own shopping, someone just to keep them company at home, running errands, light housekeeping, meal preparation. I'm sure we'll get into more as we keep going.
Okay. So when you say those types of services, the more housekeeping, does it include personal care at all?
No, we don't provide personal care. We do mostly queuing and directing, supervision for seniors that aren't able to do a lot of things on their own. So it may just be a little services in the home just to remind them to do things around the house. So we do assist in shopping for them for meals, personal hygiene items, that sort of thing. Take them out shopping. Basically being there as a friend or as an extended family member for families that aren't local or close enough, or obviously work during the day. But yeah.
So shopping, you said?
Yes, shopping.
Okay. That, with this current pandemic that, the country is going through, with the coronavirus, can you tell me some of the services? I think what you've said would definitely be helpful for, especially, seniors or anybody that's living through this situation right now. Can you tell me if you are ready and able to provide, those types of services to the clients here, or what service area that you do provide?
We do service all of Broward County, and currently majority of our calls now are from family members that are out of state or not in our area because they're not able to come on a daily basis to assist with shopping. Clearly everybody's rushing to the store for items that are needed, or hoarding. I'm just kidding. They're keeping whether it's cleaning supplies or just extra food in the home, something to make sure that if we don't go back until the next day, that there's a meal that they're able to prepare for them to be able to stay home safely, avoiding the virus. But we basically have been out shopping for some of our clients, FaceTiming phone calls with family members that aren't local, that aren't able to come in. We work with quite a few assisted living facilities here in South Florida, so we do have clients that are there that aren't allowed to go out, to do a lot of their shopping on their own, or aren't able to go out on the bus or on their transportation. So we've been doing a lot of kind of filling in for a son and daughter situation or grandchild, just to make sure that they have comfort and that there's somebody there with them to keep them company.
Definitely. It's a very scary time right now in the whole world, basically. So it's nice to know that they can utilize your services for that need. And what service area do you cover, Casey?
So honestly, it's the entire Broward County. So there's no crossing the border, no crossing the lines. Just
Okay.
only Broward County only for now.
Okay. All right. Can you tell our listeners why it's important to build that relationship or friendship with your clients, especially in this time that we're facing?
Yeah. So for me as owner and vice president, we pride ourselves in getting to know our clients and meeting with them face to face and or their family members to help them to decide, things that they like to do or absolutely to avoid not to talk about sort of things. We like to go in to at least introduce ourselves so they understand who's coming into the house, and it's not just a random stranger. We do make frequent visits, unannounced visits, so it's myself or Richard.
Who's Richard?
Richard's my husband.
Oh, okay.
He's in charge. No, I'm kidding. We're owners of the company, but we like to take pride in being smaller in our area and not too, what's a word I can use? Not too big to not be able to have a personal touch. We like to be able to meet with people if they have any specific, requests or needs, that we're there to make sure that it's handed off to the appropriate aide or the appropriate companion. So we make sure it's not just who's next available on our list. We would like to make sure that they're compatible with each patient or client that we put them with.
Nice. Very nice. Especially during this time, I think it's crucial to everyone's kind of panic stricken with what's going on, and it can cause severe anxiety. We see it with Medicare home care. A lot of patients are actually refusing visits because they don't want to allow extra people into their home, but they are needing that care, whether it's private services with people going out shopping or just needing that extra care in the home, or Medicare home care. So for us, I was even speaking with one of our psych nurses, and she was saying that a lot of her patients were refusing visits, and it's really sad because they're experiencing a lot of anxiety and undue stress, and to really, this is just exacerbating the situation for them and for everybody. This is completely unknown to all of us. And just to know that at even midnight tonight, there's going to be so much shutdown out in the community and us in healthcare, that we're essential staff. So we're still working. Paramedics are still working. Hospital staff are still working. Police, everyone else is still working. And just that fear of the unknown. I know it's anxious as we were speaking outside. And I can't imagine for someone who already has a mental illness how they must be feeling. It's very, very scary. So just knowing that they have that additional, support, that's very, very, very important. And it's nice that you add that added touch to continue communicating with them.
We make sure there's obviously an online number or on-call number that they're able to reach out if they have any questions, or even if it's just a fear, I forgot to pick this up, or can you send her a little bit earlier, or something of that nature. So there's always a way to reach out. Obviously we're all on call 24/7, so it's you never miss a beat with our phone calls.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons I've enjoyed working with you for so many years. It's nice to have a partner in the community who has the same values, and at the end of the day just wants what's best for the patients and community members out there. Can you share just with our listeners maybe a story and example of how you find the best fit for your clients?
So just so I make sure I'm on the same page, the best fit as a companion coming in, so we like to do, as I mentioned, a face-to-face interview prior to starting services. I know it's not always possible, so we like to get as much information up front as possible. So whether it's speaking to the client directly, if it's meeting with the daughter, if it's a grandson or somebody involved that's helping make decisions, or can just give you a little more information about their loved one. We like to make sure that they're paired up with an appropriate aide or somebody that's compatible with them. That sometimes it's an allergy to a perfume, you can't wear perfume, or if somebody's not,
They
a
just
little
like
nervous
dogs.
of dogs. Yes, dogs is the first thing I thought of.
Yes.
There's some people that are scared, so we like to know all that information up front, so there's no,
Surprises.
no surprises. Yeah, we don't like surprises, but it happens. But we find our way around it, and obviously I'm not far here in Broward County, being able to follow up and visit whenever we like as well. So it usually works out the first try. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you learn as you go, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
There's always more to the story. Always.
Absolutely. And I think talking with family is important because they'll give you the cues.
Yes.
Sometimes if they have a family, you can get the cues on kind of what's going on with that loved one as well. So the $1 million question, who pays for your services?
I was trying to be funny. We are able to bill some long-term insurance policies, obviously private pay, and at the moment that's what we work with. So obviously we're able to take credit cards and all sorts of payments, but as of right now it's private pay clients and long-term insurance policies.
Okay. Okay. Very good. How, if someone wanted to get in touch with you, since we're speaking about this currently, how would they want to get or be able to get in touch with you if they were interested in learning more about your company for services? Do you want to give out your number? Or?
Our number, I believe, is on the screen. You
Okay.
can call that number 24/7. It'll ring straight to me or our office line. And or send us information. We're clearly on social media, on Facebook and Instagram. And our website as well. It's info@privatecareservicesfl, as in Florida.com. And again, just to have the office line is 954-866-5675, and it'll give you all sorts of information on our website.
Great. So, yeah, we're going to just go for a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Trilogy was established in 2016 by industry experts with over 30 years in home health care operations spanning 30-plus counties throughout the state of Florida. With offices in Jacksonville, Port St. Lucie, West Palm Beach, we strive to provide the most optimal care to our patients in a fun, forward-thinking environment. Our focus is on personal relationships, whether with an employee, a patient, or an outside community. Because we know that when people enjoy what they do, it becomes why they do it. Call Trilogy today at 954-689-6660 and ask for more information. In addition to offering the standard mix of services, SN, PT, OT, speech, MSW, and HHA, we also take great pride in being on the cutting edge and offering care and education to our licensed clinicians in other areas most agencies likely don't offer. Emotional and behavioral health with our psych nursing, biofeedback for bladder incontinence and pelvic pain, chemotherapy, IV hydration, antibiotic and respiratory therapy. Call today at 954-689-6660. Trilogy Home Care. You have been listening to the Trilogy Home Health Show, and if you wish to be a guest on our show, please call us at 561-670-9213 and let us share your knowledge and information with our listeners. Trilogy Home Health Care Show enjoys serving the community and bringing doctors and facilities of interest to help educate and inform the community. Please call us at 561-670-9213 and let us put you on the airwaves with the Trilogy Home Health Show.
Good evening and welcome back to your hometown health show. I'm Jennifer Smith with Trilogy Home Health Care. And again, we have Casey Evans of Private Care Services of Florida. So we're going to get right back into it and just ask. So Casey, tell me, if you have a daughter that, say, lives up in New York and obviously can't travel during this time, their loved one or their mom might be getting discharged from the hospital and needs to be, get some care kind of quickly because they can't be here for their mom. How can someone get that arranged, and how quickly can they get that care arranged from you? Maybe to get their empty refrigerator filled up and, just kind of get their house cleaned up, because who knows what it looks like because she's been in the hospital for a week.
Which has happened.
Yes.
A couple times, by the way. So usually we do work very closely with our local hospitals. Everybody has all of our information, which is helpful. But working close with referral sources such as yourself, or skilled nursing facilities, we've had that as well. They've called asking, how fast can we have an aide there? Are they able to assist with, picking up medications? We usually ask for maybe a 2 to 3 hour turnaround time just to make sure that the aide, is kind of brought up to date on what's going on. They can make arrangements, to either meet with me or meet the patient first to get some information from the daughter. A lot of times it's kind of on on a fly. We're not really sure what's going on in the home. So we do like to visit as quick as possible, whether it's myself or again or Richard. We do have obviously again information on our website on just how to reach us and how to arrange for our services to come in. We would definitely make sure to touch base with the family member to make sure once we get in, let them know there's finally eyes in the house, if there's food in the refrigerator, if there's I forgot the word I was looking for, pantry, if there's things that are there for them to eat, if we need to shop or pick up medications from the pharmacy, that sort of thing. So there's always a link between us and the family if they're not local. And obviously we make sure the aide that's arranged to go will be able to be in touch directly with with the loved one, so they can speak to them directly, even if it's a FaceTime call, or just to make sure that they're able to let them know the information that's going on our end from in the house.
Mm-hmm.
To make sure they want to know how it's working, and if it's working for sure, we can kind of give them a little better idea once we're inside.
Okay. And if, let's say, they wanted to arrange, like, initially a certain set of hours, they can arrange that with you, say, up front. So because mom's coming home from the hospital, we don't know what her condition is going to be. They may want to have someone in the home for 12 hours a day and just kind of assess the situation. How, obviously daughter can't kind of be here. What type of communication do you provide to that daughter, since she's, so far away and can't really get down here to be with mom, which is normally what, a lot of adult children do, is they kind of fly down, take care of the situation, and they would provide a little bit of care. So what type of communication do you provide to the family that's out of town?
So we normally do a minimum of 3 hours for our aide to be in. Most agencies, they ask for 4, but it doesn't always take, it's kind of, you get in, you find out what's wrong, and you take care of what the situation is. But for us, we make sure that there's either direct communication with myself and or the aide that's going to be in the home. The person that's picking them up, if that's the case, from the hospital or the rehab center, if they're being discharged or, had to go to the emergency room and come right back. So there's usually, it's not always a one-way answer. So depending on what the scenario is, I welcome text messages all the time. I won't, discuss any client information other than, mom's home and safe. Give me a call when you get a chance, because they're working as well. And obviously with what's going on with the pandemic, it's not easy for them to travel here to come in and check and make sure things are going as planned. But there's always an open line of communication, whether it's myself or directly with the aide. But we do, anywhere from 3 hours to 24-hour care service. So there's always somebody that's available to make sure to check in on them while they're transitioning or getting back into the house, back into the swing of things.
Okay. Yeah. And then when you're providing the care or getting the house kind of, or place resituated, loaded up with food, if they've got a doctor's appointment, or transportation. So the transportation you provide, how is that provided for the client?
So they're able to ride with our aides in their cars. They're able to pick them up to make sure they get back and forth. Obviously, Uber's always an option if it's safe, if there's no, medical devices involved. But for making sure that the house is stocked with, whether it's food or the pharmacy, a lot of times it's either through PayPal, I want to say, or we've actually paid and been reimbursed, sort of thing, depending on it's always a case-by-case scenario, so just depending on what it is exactly.
Okay. Does the same go for food?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which we have done, but a lot of times it's, they've had, I forgot what it was called, the delivery for the grogroceries.
Oh, like
shipped
the
or
shipped
Publix,
or-
yes.
yeah.
But I know it's kind of on hold with a lot of stuff now. So
Yeah.
we've kind of bent the rules a lot in the last couple of weeks. So
Going with the
there's,
flow.
yes, there's
Yeah.
no, direct answer for.
Well, we've never had this situation before, so we have to do whatever we can to take care of our patients and our clients, right? At the end of the day,
tricky.
we're all just flying by the seat of our pants.
Yes,
so
yes.
whatever it takes. So that's nice that you're
It's been
willing
working so
and
far.
able to do that for them. That's definitely very, very important.
Keeps them home safe. That's
Yes,
all.
exactly. Exactly. So thank you for those explanations. That's very, very crucial. So let's talk a little bit of how you and Trilogy, which is our show's sponsor, work together.
Or don't.
Yeah,
We,
of course we do.
Well, actually, there's quite a few patients that are signed up under home health services for under Trilogy or for Medicare services, skilled care. So for clients that come off of services or need a little more than your aid's not going to drive them, to the store, go grocery shopping for them, that sort of thing. So it's usually just an extension of what you guys do, just not medical
Correct.
care.
So Medicare will pay for skilled services, but they will not pay for what's considered,
Non-medical.
it's custodial care.
Yeah.
So, like I said earlier, with this pandemic that's going on in the country, a lot of patients or people are cutting back on some of those services or not going to the doctor's office because they're scared to leave their homes, but they're still sick. And they may be calling their physician's office. They're definitely delaying their routine or surgeries that aren't necessarily necessary, but they're still experiencing a lot of pain because they needed that hip replaced or they needed that joint replaced. And we can still provide those services in the home. And when we're in, Medicare does provide a home health aid, but it's also considered duplicative services if a private company is in there. So we do work with companies like Casey, and she's actually come into our office and met with all of our staff and to supplement the services that we do provide, because our ultimate goal is to try and keep our patients home, keep them safe, keep them out of the hospital. At the end of the day, we do not know what's going to happen with this coronavirus pandemic, and we have to try and keep our hospitals and those hospital beds open for our, the critically ill that potentially could fill them. So for us, it's helping with anyone that has any kind of acute or chronic pain that might need medication management. Maybe they have congestive heart failure or COPD, breathing issues, even if it is potentially related to the coronavirus. Managing those on your own is very, very scary. And even if it just needs some information, you can certainly call our office. Our number is 954-689-6660. You can talk to anyone on our staff. We have live clinicians that answer the phone 24 hours a day during the week, Monday through Friday. We're always available. And on the weekends, we have staff that actually work live in our office, and we're always available. And one of the reasons, again, I wanted to have Casey on this, on our show, was because we do work together really, really well. And at the end of the day, we always want what's best for our patients and the clients. And
Yes.
absolutely. Casey, do you have any final words for our listeners?
I don't. I just, wish everyone well and be safe and hang in there. That's all I can say. We're all going one day at a time with this, so
Absolutely.
good luck.
Yes.
Yes.
And we are both here for everyone out there, definitely. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to myself, Jennifer Smith with Trilogy of Broward, or Casey Evans of Private Care Services of Florida. And you want to give your information one last time, maybe website and phone number?
Yes, our website, of course. Pardon me, I gotta read from there. It's info@privatecareservicesfl.com, and our phone number is 954-866-5675. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Trilogy Home Healthcare invites you to call our offices before making a decision about your home health and rehabilitative care. Different from other agencies, Trilogy offers specialized service that other agencies don't, providing exceptional care. That's who we are and what we do. Call us at 866-599-4959 or go to trilogyhomehealthcare.com.
The opinions expressed on the preceding